Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a break with Mr. Stephen Shamus.
My friend. Good to see you, my friend. How's it going?
It's every day is a good day. Every day above ground.
What do you have on your shirt today?
Today's anime. I've got a Lupin the Third Jigen shirt.
The Lupin, does that have to do with the Lupin show?
It has nothing to do with Lupin.
Nothing to do with Lupin.
No. But I've heard that show is really good. Yeah.
It is actually really good. Yeah, it's really good.
I think I think both of them are based on like Lupin, who is like a fictional thief. So
got it. Okay. All right. So what do we got today, Alex?
No Marvel, no DC. We're getting into the Halloween seasons coming up, so we're doing some scary things and some manga things, and then a Archie thing that is just for a different set of comic fans. Yes. We're gonna talk. Yes, definitely. We're gonna talk Dr. Stern, Mr. Monster. We're gonna talk Nausicaa. For Nausicaa Valley of the Wind. We're going to talk famous monsters of Filmland, and then Archie Comics, one specific Veronica issue.
Welcome to the River Vixens. Betty, better luck next time.
Wait, what? Why? Because you couldn't bully Betty into being a bitch?
I need girls with fire on my squad.
I know what you need, Cheryl.
Got it. Okay, cool. All right, what are we starting with today, Alex?
Mr. Monster, Doc Stearn.
Yeah, what is this? I mean, these prices are pretty strong right now on these Doc Stearn issues. What is this?
So Mr. Monster, funny enough, is a Golden Age character that had like 2 issues in the 40s. Michael Gilbert bought the rights towards the 80s, mid 80s, and then started putting out this comic called Mr. Monster. It's about a guy who is kind of like your Blade story. He is a descendant of human and vampire copulation, and he fights crimes, and it's a horror comedy series. It's been around for a long time. I think this is one of those things like a Savage Dragon, where you just have these dedicated fans that have been reading it for so long, and they continue to read it. But yeah, I mean, Mr. Monster, the suit's great. It pops up every now and then. Dark Horse has a new series every now and then. The colors are great, and yeah, just the visuals are fantastic. I've never read a Mr. Monster comic, but people love him.
Yeah, if you get them in high grade, they're selling for a lot of money. So. Yep. Mr. Monster #1 Eclipse from January of '85. There's 098s. There's 296s. It's a $20 to $25 raw book. Michael T. Gilbert story and cover. William Loeb's art. Mr. Monster #2 from August of '85. It's a $350 book in 9.8. There's 15 9.8s. That's a $35 to $50 raw. It's even more expensive than #1.
Yeah.
Michael T. Gilbert story. William Messner Loeb's art with Dave Stevens cover. So again, you should be able to, I bet you if you go through these magazine or comic back bins, maybe you can find these in there somewhere. And
the especially the Eclipse comics, those comics, those Mr. Miracle Man's issues, those are on some hard stock covers. They're easy. I would feel like if you found a stack of them that somebody had laying around, you'd get some 9.8 out of them.
Right. Okay, what do we got next, Alex?
Nausicaa of the Valley of Wind. Nausicaa.
Yeah, again, the issue #1s have taken off recently.
Yes.
It's a low pop book, but it's not just the #1s. All the books people collect the series, so they're all the 9.8s high grades are expensive. What is this particular series about?
Yeah, Nausicaa is one of your early anime manga series that came over here. It was written and drawn by Hayao Miyazaki, who did all the Studio Ghibli movies, all the ones that you know about. He's in charge of that. He did the manga first, and then they made it into an animated movie, which is one of the best animated movies, I think. And this is just one of those, the fans of Ghibli stuff. Like this is a good book. These are square bound books, so it's it's not too hard to find the high grade copies.
Right.
But finding them that weren't all beat up and beat around, because again, the manga book and the Viz books that were coming over here and translated, other than maybe Akira, they weren't collected as high end books. Like they just weren't. People were not keeping them in nice shape.
Right.
But yeah, great book, classic.
Yeah. So Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind #1, Viz Comics 1988. There's 14 9.8s. There's one 10.0 actually.
Yeah.
They're selling for $250 and 9.8 Alex. So they actually sell for a pretty good price.
Good amount.
There's a pull-out poster by Mobius,
Do
Hayao
it.
Miyazaki, story, cover, and art. All right. Alex's pick of the week. What do you got for us, Alex?
Oh, vintage power cycles. Do you have one of those power cycles as a kid? They had a really big wheel in the front and it had pedals on them and they were all plastic.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking about those the other day, and I was looking up one of my favorite eBay sellers, posted a couple of them, and the prices were crazy. And I just went back and started looking at them. But like, these, if you don't remember them, like I said, they're, there's a giant wheel in the front. It's called Big Wheel. And that giant wheel had pedals. Everything was plastic. It had a little plastic seat. And then they were always branded by like, He-Man, Ghostbusters, Harley Davidson, the A-Team, Sesame Street. And these, I know mine got beat the crap. I was ridden down hills.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel
threw
like
it into thing. Like it was not treated in good shape at all.
I feel like they were dangerous.
Yeah, well, they were just wheels, free floating wheels. So you put your feet up in the air and you're just flying down a mountain. Plus they're plastic. So like rocks, they would crack, dry rot and everything. So I started looking them up and, you have one in your garage. They're go for good money. Some of the ones that are in boxes go between like $500 and $1,000, depending on what character it is. There's a Dukes of Hazzard one that's sealed. It's up for almost $1,600. An A-Team opened, it's $400. Ghostbusters $2,000. Like these things are just like, this is like perfect garage sale finds. If you're going into like, I would say some non-populated areas, like this is what grandma and grandpa kept around for the kids and left in their garage. If you can find them, like they're still worth a lot of money. Even ones that are like stripped, like the Knight Rider one you can get for $200, and it's just the body, no wheels, no stickers or nothing. So it's very interesting to see these things be worth a lot of money.
Cool. Yeah, I remember those. Okay, what do we got next, Alex?
Famous Monsters.
Yeah, these books, again, it's not just the issue #1. There's actually lots of them. Any one of these books in high grade is selling for a lot of money. So again, I don't know if it's a new phenomenon. Maybe it just hit our radar recently. But what are these? They have different covers on these, right? From issue to issue.
Yeah. So Famous Monsters of Filmland, where fanzines like your Starlog or even a Wizard, if you want to go back of it, just about famous monsters, old monster movies and stuff like that. Monster movies became kind of popular in the States around this time, like a resurgence in the 50s and late 50s and 60s. Your Universal monsters and stuff. And there was a lot, monster movies were so popular at one point that they were just like studios were churning them out. And these were, the fanzine. These were articles talking to directors and people in the scene, and it ran for a very long time. Famous Monsters of Filmland ran for a while, went out of business. Someone picked it back up and republished it, went out of business, and they're still doing them today. And because monsters and horror is such a popular thing in this country, and it's getting bigger and bigger every year. And these Warren magazines, there's so much Warren magazines. You're talking about like, what spawned kind of like the Marvel Savage Sword of Conan's and stuff like that. Like Warren helped put this stuff on the map. So, this is a big, if you're a comic book fan and you're also a film nerd, like these are huge and they're super hard to find in good grades.
Yeah, they sell for a lot of money. Okay, so Famous Monsters of Filmland #1, Warren Publishing, February of 1958, 394s, 692s, 290s, and 85 just sold for $1,450. But by the way, it's not just issue 1. If you can find any of the issues in any sort of high grade, they do sell for massive premiums. So they're worth like submitting to CGC, getting pressed. First Warren Monster Magazine, Jim Warren and Marion Moore photo cover, Forrest J. Ackerman text, and Will Elder art. All right, what are we closing with today, Alex? This is a fun one.
The Archie comics, Veronica, specifically number 28.
Right. So this book has shot up in the recent past. It's kind of now hit our radar. It's got a particular cover on it that that shows her in I guess some sort of sexy outfit. So you want to expand on that, Alex?
Yeah, it's a picture of Veronica kind of doing in a bathing suit doing a dive, and it's kind of one of those covers that maybe looking back on it maybe is a little too risque for kids, but it's in, you know, Archie Comics was just pumping comics out, and anything with Archie Comics, if it's a hit, if it's a first appearance, if it's a cover people like, I mean, these books get completely destroyed. Absolutely, the Archie Comics is not something that you find in high grades almost ever, no matter what year it's from. I mean, they're just beat up. I've never seen an Archie collection from a person that owned them that wasn't torn to shreds, went to camp and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just one of those, like, I guess, you know, the industry used to call them good girl covers or cheesecake covers, and this is one of the ones that people want.
Yeah, take a look at the cover. You'll see what we mean.
Yeah.
So Veronica number 28, Archie Comics of the June of 93. It's funny that it took this long because, you know, we track all the books that are selling for a lot of money, Alex.
Yeah.
And this book hadn't hit our radar. So it must have just recently creeped up in these high grades, or people are submitting them. Maybe in raw form, they were selling for a lot of money.
Yeah.
All right. So Veronica number 28, Archie Comics, June of 93. Very low pop, 3 9/8s, 12 9.6s, 13 9.4s. That should probably give you hope that you can find these in like old boxes, bins. A 9/8 recently sold. Yeah, 9/8 recently sold for $1,500. A newsstand version, a 9.4 regular version sold for $350. That shows you the kind of demand there is. I mean, that's very, very expensive.
Yeah.
And it's a Dan DeCarlo cover. You know, the good old Dan. Dan did hundreds and hundreds of these covers. Yeah, a lot of Archies over the years. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the field below. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Same bad time.
Same bad channel.